you?
Good. How those renter campaigns doing?
Well, I've been running it for since the 23rd,
Okay.
Monday,
Right.
and I have picked up 6 leads. Um,
Okay.
it's fairly steady between 1 and 2 leads a day.
Okay. How much are you spending daily?
$20.
$20. Okay, so they're coming in at about like $10 a lead. I'm sure we can get that a little bit lower. What state are you in?
In Florida.
In Florida. Okay. So as you increase, and you never want to increase your spend by more than 20%. But I do know some people that are getting a better cost per lead with the general home buyer campaigns in Florida. The renter campaign is fairly new, so give it some time. And once you see that cost per lead come down, you can turn on the jets.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So far, 5 of them have very low credit.
Mm-hmm.
And one has got good credit this morning,
Okay.
But they are 6 months out. What I liked about the system also is when this one logged on earlier this morning, I got the call from your computer,
Right.
and which I'm happy to say. That's why I'm mentioning it, that it actually works. And but she didn't pick up.
She didn't pick up. Okay, that's all right.
Yeah.
Just gotta circle back with her. And remember, this is a volume game, right? We always tell people like, hey,
Sure.
listen, you gotta I think 100 leads is a good sample size,
Correct.
and it's really all about, how do we convert, or how do we get our contact success rate up, right? So I actually made a video on that, which I'm going to be posting into the Facebook group as far as call strategies goes and things like that. But it's a volume game, right? You're going to have some people with good credit, some people with bad credit. What a lot of people do is they target affluent neighborhoods. So let's say if you we like going statewide personally, but that's because we're doing things at scale, right? Like we're for the agency, we go statewide because it gets a cost per lead down, you get more whales. But if you're targeting a zip code, if you want to target a zip code, it's smarter to target affluent neighborhoods, right? Neighborhoods that are more wealthy, because typically they're going to have better credit score, better income, right? The loan amounts are going to be higher. So, you can actually put multiple cities in there. And that's a good way, if you keep seeing that, which again, I think it's too small of a sample size.
Sure.
But if you keep seeing bad credit, then that would be part of the strategy to implement.
Yeah, I'm not too opposed to it because
Right.
I have a drip campaign for people with bad credit that helps them get linked up with somebody to fix their credit and whatever else.
So do you have a credit repair partner?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. That works. The other thing, the other option that you have, and it seems like you already have a credit repair partner, but the software also has a credit repair partner. So if you went into your opportunities and dropped them into credit repair, what it would do is it would alert the credit repair company. They'd reach out to them, fix their credit, and bring the lead back to you once the credit is repaired.
Okay, just explain to me, because I don't, I misunderstood. Yeah. I don't have a partner. I just have a list of 10 Lexington law and all of this, and then so I send that. But
gotcha. So yeah, let me go into your account and show you exactly where it is.
Okay.
Just a minute here. So what we would do is we'd go to opportunities, and I don't know if Brandon has updated this yet. Hold on a sec.
Okay.
Let's go up here, and you would go to disqualified, right? So these are leads that you disqualified.
Well, it came up disqualified. I didn't disqualify it, but it showed me on my thing disqualified.
Are you doing long form leads or short form leads?
Long form.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So that's actually easier, because what it'll do is and that's actually really good cost for long form leads, Johan.
Yeah.
$10. You're at the absolute lowest of the spectrum, which is great. Here's what we do though. What we always recommend, I have to say this, right? We always recommend doing short form leads first. And the reason we recommend doing short form leads first is because you have something that's called a Facebook pixel. And what your Facebook pixel does is it collects data, right? So what it'll do is, let's say somebody clicks on your ad, the Facebook algorithm will say, somebody just like this clicked on the ad. Let me put this ad in front of somebody very similar to him to see if they click it quicker.
Okay.
Right? So that's how it learns, right? It's like, oh, let me go find somebody just like this or just like this who clicked the ad. That's how it learns, right? That's how the Facebook algorithm works.
Okay.
So when you do short form leads first, it helps your pixel learn faster because you're getting more leads, right? So let's say if you spend $500, right? And you're doing long form leads and you only get $10 leads, that's 50 chances for the pixel to learn, right? Because it's 50 leads. But let's say you're doing short form leads and those leads are $5. Well, now that's 100 chances for the pixel to learn, right? So we always recommend starting with short form and then graduating to long form. But it looks like it's working out for you. If you're happy with the $10 leads, that's great. Brandon, he's doing long form leads. So listen, here's how you do it, right? So again, you go into your opportunities right here.
Right.
And you go into your disqualified pipeline, right? It'll say sales data. So in your disqualified pipeline, all you're going to do is drag it under credit.
Okay.
And that should cause a trigger for our credit repair company to reach out to them. They'll fix the credit and then bring the lead back to you once the credit is repaired.
Oh, excellent. The reason why I selected the long form is before I met you guys, I bought a whole bunch of leads, and I first started buying the short form leads because they were cheaper, but I got 0 results. And then I bought the long form leads, and I actually got a loan out of it. But you're absolutely right. It took at least 100 leads,
right?
10 people that I could engage with to get one lead, to get one.
Yeah, it seems like those numbers add up. I mean, it's really a volume game, right? And that's another reason why we say short form leads. You're just getting more of them, right? More at bats, more opportunities, because every single lead can be reactivated later down the line, right? Let's say you're building up your database for months. All of a sudden rates jump down. Now we're hitting the refinance boom. You're like, oh shit, all these people that were looking to buy a house last year, they could refinance now.
Oh, sure.
Right.
And I keep all the leads and I keep on working them. So it's not a problem.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
Do you suggest I stop my campaign now and move it back to a short?
If you're happy with paying $10 a lead, I'd keep it, because it seems like you're getting a longer form lead. The other thing is you're going to start seeing appointments on your calendar. Some of these people are going to book appointments with you.
Right.
So it's good. But I do always, just for everybody else in this room, do not start with long form leads, start with short form leads, because it'll pay dividends later. Johan's very lucky because he's getting a great cost per lead with long form, but those results aren't typical. So you always want to do short form leads. That's where we see, as far as from a value standpoint, right, the most success for the least amount of money. But yeah, Johan, so anytime you want to do the credit repair, you just go to opportunities, you go to disqualified.
Hold on. Let me clarify this. So we just pushed out an update. So we're actually, based on your guys' feedback, we're actually getting rid of the disqualified pipeline. So go to the sales one and you'll see a disqualified stage. And those same 3 leads are there also. Scroll to the right.
Okay.
So you just move them here in the sales pipeline and that'll send it to, because right now.
So it's the sales pipeline, not the disqualified.
Right. It looks like
moving
he pushed
forward.
out an update moving forward.
Yeah.
I showed you the old way to do it.
Okay.
So, yeah. So it's in the sales pipeline, and when you move them over to disqualified, and maybe we can make this easier, Brandon. Oh, well, the other things are important too. So, and here's another way to do it. Because here, like when you drop these people into a pipeline, there's certain automations that happen. So for example, if you mark this person as a no-show, they'll get a text that says, hey, Johan said you didn't show up to the appointment. Is everything okay? Let's get you rescheduled. So the problem with clicking and dragging is you could accidentally drop them into a wrong pipeline. So what we say to do is just click on the contact card, and you can go down to stage and literally just choose the stage right here.
Contact and then stage.
Well,
that's the best way to do it.
That's in opportunities, right? You're not going to contact, right? You're just clicking the cards in your opportunities. So you see all these names right here, Johan? Right? You're just going to click them and stage and just drop them into, disqualified by credit.
Okay.
Okay.
And then they'll start getting, then the credit
Yeah,
company.
the credit repair will reach right out to them. Yeah. So you can tell them like, hey, I'm going to be having my credit repair partner reach out to you.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And this is great. I mean, it's a great way. It just provides more value for you, makes you look better, right?
Sure.
So that's definitely a good thing. So was that everything that we could help you with?
That's everything for me.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right.
But I'm very happy with this week's going. So it's good.
That's what we like to hear.
Good. So I'm going to get to everybody's questions. Let's bring up Michael. Just a minute here. John, to answer your question, has any loan officer had to get these reviewed by their compliance? Yeah, I can go over that. I'll go over that after we get Michael taken care of, and I'll show you how to add your NMLS number and all that other stuff. We haven't really had any issues, but every company is different, right? So what we say to do is never run your ads from like a Facebook page with your name, image, and likeness. What we do is we make dummy pages, like for example, like West Coast Homes or something like that for the Facebook business page. This way, there's kind of a gray area where you're not held liable, but we also can show you how to make the ads compliant by putting your NMLS number in there. I'll show you how to edit the ads. We got Michael. Should we split and start half short form or half long form leads, or do 75% short and 25% long form? Okay, so my opinion on this is you should start with 100% short form leads. Okay. 100% short form leads. I think you should go till at least you hit a minimum of 100 of them and work those leads, right? This is going to give you a chance.
100 leads.
Yeah. This is going to give you a chance to season your pixel, right? And get your pixel to learn. So it's in a position to get you those lower cost per leads if you want to switch to long form. But like I said, I said this on the last call, I'm a dog. And I don't mind calling and calling and calling and calling. I'm going to be releasing a strategic calling video. It's already on YouTube, but I'll put it in the coaching call, and it kind of goes through my call strategy and how to get these people on the phone. For me, it's just like, look, the difference between the short form lead and the long form lead is the long form lead gets additional information, like their estimated credit score, their annual household income, how much they're looking to borrow, when they're looking to borrow. That's good because it makes them higher intent, right? But why would I pay $5 to $10 extra for every lead just to get that information when I could ask those questions over the phone for free? And it gives me a better opportunity to build rapport through fact finding. That's my philosophy on it. But there are other loan officers who are like, oh, well, I'm too busy and, I don't want to make a ton of calls. It's like, listen, I totally get it, right? Because calling is burning out. But if you're worried about burning out, guys, you're in the wrong profession. Your job is to call, right? So, you don't want to just start at the easy way out. You got to earn that, right? By the short form leads. But once you get to 100, you can switch to long form and set that up. The leads are going to be a little bit more expensive. But it's, I guess, less work in a sense. Does that answer your question, Michael?
Yeah. Cause I get leads from, multiple other places. Like, I have multiple realtors and I help call their cause they're using lead gen platforms. Some I don't even have to pay. I'm just helping call cause they're too busy. And then like others, I do split, and split the cost of the leads. So it's like, I do make a lot of calls per day, and I just, and I know like, probably get a lot, but like that with the one key question I like is like time frame, knowing if it's like 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6, 6 to 12.
Right.
Just so, because depending on that is also like how much I'm going to call them and nurture them.
And by the way, when you go to opportunities in your pipeline, you actually have an option, right? So you can drop them into drip campaigns based on their timeline.
Okay, cool.
So hot lead is 1 to 3 months, warm is 3 to 6, and long term is 6+. These are customized pipelines based on their timeline, right? So you
Cool.
can drop them into these campaigns like that. But here's another thing that I want to talk about, because it's funny that you brought that up. So when we were running our agency, it was so funny because we're talking to these people, right? And look, in a services-based business, it's like, it's never the loan officer's fault. It's always your fault, right? So, for example, you know, somebody would be like, oh, none of these leads are ready to move right away. And I would think to myself, like, isn't it kind of your job to make them comfortable and convince them that now is a good time to move in the market? Like, you're the expert, right? So, for example, and I always use this analogy, right? If you walk into American Eagle and you're looking for a pair of jeans, you want to buy a pair of jeans, and the sales associate comes up to you and says, can I help you? What do you say? You say, no, I'm good, thanks. Or I'm just looking around, right? Oh, I'm not ready right now. If you walk into a car dealership, even if you have an appointment set with them to buy a car, you always say, hey, I'm just looking. It's human nature that they don't want to commit to anything. And I can tell you from firsthand experience that when we did appointment setting for our agency, the main thing that stopped people from getting on a phone with a loan officer was commitment. It was, they thought that by getting on a phone with a loan officer, it means they have to move tomorrow, which is not true, right? So just keep that in mind, that, and I'm willing to bet that the majority of the people that you talk to that say they're not ready to move for another 6 to 9, whatever, is just because you haven't built enough rapport with them.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? Like, and it's not saying like, hey, you, and stay away from, hey, you have to move within this certain time, right? But hey, let's get you comfortable. And here's what I would tell loan officers to say. I would say, hey, look, you don't have to move tomorrow. The whole point of this conversation is to educate you so that when you are ready to move, you have all your ducks in a row.
Yep.
And what that does, it gives them a big sigh of relief. They're like, okay, now I could actually talk freely, right? Now I could actually start looking at homes. Like, I've never met anybody who's like decided they wanted to move and we're like, well, I'm going to move in exactly 5 months and 15 days. That's my timeline. Like, no, people are going to move when they find the right home, right? They're going to move when they find a house that they like. So you just got to keep that in mind, right? And don't tell them that like, hey, dude, you're full of shit. But you got it. It's more of like a mental struggle, because too often I see loan officers that are like, oh, he said he's not ready to move. Next. Like, what are you doing? Like that you're just throwing away leads. Like, people are going to move when they find the right home, no matter what. If they find a house they like, trust me, they'll figure out a way to make it work next month, right? So just keep that in mind when you're having these conversations. Prospects lie, and it doesn't matter what sector you're in, what industry you're in, they all lie, okay? When we were doing our agency, we would ask a survey question that said, what's your budget? These multi-million-dollar companies would put $500, right? That's because they didn't want us to know how much money they had, because they thought that that was going to impact how much we charge them, right? Prospects always lie for whatever reason, right? They don't trust the guy on the other end of the phone. So in my opinion, it's just more so about building rapport on these calls in order to help you become successful and them to be comfortable with you enough so that they're ready to move, right? So just some food for thought on that. But yeah, to answer your question, definitely recommend starting with short form always. I know we talk about that in the course. And a lot of people, they never even switch to long form because they like the short form, like Alan Parker Duke, like he's killing it on the short forms, right? Lewis Poles had a very short stint with short forms and just got amazing results. So my preference is short form, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the right fit for you.
Okay, cool.
Following?
Yeah. And then I did have a question about the NMLS too, because like at mine is my business page is linked to the one that I have for company and everything. So I know you said you were going to handle that. And then how do I do a test? So like I'm at the point where I did everything. I'm ready to start the first campaign. One of the reasons I didn't was because I have that question. And then also, how do I run a test or do a test one just to make sure, because before I was having problems. I'm not sure if I'm going to do long form yet, but in case I want to, I'll probably start with the short, but in case I want to move to the long form, how do I make sure that the appointment is linking to my calendar? Because I did have that issue when I did the first test one during setup.
So what you would do is you would go to settings.
Okay.
Then you would go to my staff, and you're going to find yourself right here. And you're going to click edit and go to user calendar configuration. And you're going to see if your calendar is linked. Is that right, Brandon? Because it looks like Johan's calendar isn't linked.
Yeah, so his calendar is not linked. So start from the integration step.
Oh, here, so I can just see it this way too. So perfect.
Yeah.
Yep. Sign in with Goot. Well, it says it's connected right here.
Okay, so probably just hadn't loaded yet.
All right, let's go back. Let's go back.
Because I know in profile too, it shows email address as well in your profile.
That's where so that's where you can see yourself in my staff or profile. So we see it this way because we're admins. You would just look at the profile for the most part, because that's where you can configure this as well.
So again, Brandon, I just want to make sure this is taken care of while we're on this call.
So what I would do, this is for John.
Yeah, Johan.
So John, or Johan, I would go to settings and integrations. And,
can I just do it for
him? Not necessarily. So,
Johan, I'm going to let you, are you on your computer right now?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to make you the co-host.
Okay.
So yeah, you'll want to go to, settings and then, integrations.
Okay. Let me just, get my screen.
Perfect.
Yeah, here we go. So I go to settings. Can you guys see that?
No, sir.
Okay. Now I seem to have lost you guys. Sorry, let me try in again. Okay, there I've got you guys now. So share screen. Host has disabled share screen or screen sharing.
It said disabled screen sharing?
Yes, it says host disabled participant share screen.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay, I made you the co-host now. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, there we go. Share.
Excellent.
All right.
We can see it now.
Okay.
Perfect. So now that you're in settings, scroll down on the left.
Right.
And click integrations.
Okay.
And then click the green connected button.
Okay.
And click OK. And what that does is it's going to disconnect your account.
Okay.
Oh, what account is it? Oh, do you have 2 Google accounts on there?
Yeah, I have. It's supposed to just be this one.
Okay, so
is that the same one that's attached to your platform?
Yes.
Okay.
So click connected on that one too, and then click OK, because that'll disconnect that as well. And then click sign in with Google and just do a fresh sign in.
Okay.
And then scroll down. Allow. And then you want to select, if you have a Google listing attached to this, you can select it here.
Okay.
Click select page.
Yeah. There you go, and connect. Okay, and then on the left-hand side, scroll up to my profile. Or scroll down, it's about halfway down. Profile, right there. And then scroll down. And then on the bottom right, so there you go. So primary calendar, that's where, oh, keep going down. And on the right-hand side, it says primary calendar. Click edit on the right-hand side.
Okay.
Yeah, click the blue edit button.
I just want to get you guys out of the way.
Oh.
I can't see it.
There you go.
Okay.
Yep, click edit. And then
Okay.
click that top circle. So you're selecting your calendar, and then select your primary calendar. And this is what appointments go to. Now, the allow contact creation, you always leave that at default, and then
Okay.
click save.
Okay.
And then that'll save. Sometimes it takes a minute because it's basically syncing up that calendar.
Okay.
And once that's done, you do the same thing for the one below it, which is the check for conflicts. And that's if you have any calendars that you want our system to check, so that way you don't get double booked. Like, for example, for me, on one email address, I probably got like 6 calendars in there. And
Okay.
so I'll select one calendar where my appointments go, but I'll select all the other ones so that way I don't get double booked for like a personal calendar or, whatever the case is.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I did, so hit edit there, because I did see that you had another one.
Yeah, I do.
So it's the NOSB. So basically, just select anything that you want to check for conflicts. I do recommend that you don't select holidays, because then it'll block out every single holiday.
Right.
And, we're
Yeah,
on
no.
sales, so
Yeah,
when do we take holidays?
Yeah, my only other calendar would be Johan at C2 Financial Corp, but that's something different. So
Is that a Google Calendar or Outlook?
that's an Outlook calendar.
Okay, so hit the X on here.
Okay.
And on the left-hand side, scroll up. There where it says Outlook Calendar, click Connect.
Right.
And then if your company's security allows, you should be able to log in and connect this as well.
Yeah, it's not going to allow that.
Oh, it won't? Have you tried before?
I tried that.
You
before.
did, yeah. Yeah, so because that's entirely dependent on how your company's security set up. So
Yeah. That's why I'm also interested in putting my NMLS on, because they're such sticklers for detail that it'll be a bit disaster if they catch me.
oh yeah.
Okay, so that's fine. I'm
You can
happy.
hit the X in the top left, because
Okay.
this is like it's like its own window.
Does he got to sign into that or no?
No,
Okay.
his company won't let him. So top
Okay.
left, hit the
Top
X
left,
button.
that red button.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so your Google Calendar is now sunk. So now you will get appointments.
Good. All
Cool.
right.
All
That's
right,
it.
John.
Thank you so much, guys.
Oh, our pleasure.
Absolutely. All right. Now, next we got Jenny Cepeda. Hey, Jenny.
Hey guys, how's it going?
How are you?
Hey.
Oh, I'm frustrated and frustrated.
What else is new?
So-
All right, what's going on?
Well, this is what I do. When I get a lead, I
Uh-huh.
immediately call them. They don't answer. I text them and I email them. I triple whammy them. And a lot of times I'm awake at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning when they send a text.
Mhm. Are you double
So-
dialing every lead?
Triple dialing sometimes, but
What I mean by double dialing, to be very specific, is I mean calling them back to back consecutively immediately.
right, like hang up, I get their voicemail, then I call them back.
Right.
Yes.
And then the other thing
Yeah.
is, like, are you leaving notes at the well, let me check. But are you leaving notes on the times that you call somebody?
I have not gone in the calendar and done that.
Okay,
I-
so let me kind of talk about that. Actually, I'm going to be putting a video in the Facebook group about this, but so it's natural, right, for human beings to do everything sequentially. We write sequentially, and it's very natural for somebody to get a list of leads, start at the top, go down, and then just start at the top again and go down, right? The problem is there's no strategy behind it, right? When it comes to building a business, the most important thing that can help you scale your business is data, right? And if you're not collecting data, well, then you can't improve. So for example, when we talk about strategic calling, there's 3 windows that are the best, in my opinion, the best windows to call. That's between 9 and 10, between noon and 1 when everybody's on lunch, and then between 5 and 6 after work, right? So when I've worked in call centers since I was 16 years old. I'm 34, so I got about 18 years where I figured this out. And once I implemented these 2 things, it completely increased my contact success rate. One of them was double dialing, which you're already doing, which is great. But the other thing is, for example, if I call a lead, I will call that lead at 9:30. I'll double dial that lead, and then I'll call them the next day at the same exact time at 9:30, right? If they don't answer 2 times in a row, 2 days in a row at 9:30, I will never call them at 9:30 again. And then I'll move to the noon slot. I'll call 2 days in a row. If they don't answer then I'll move to the 5 to 6 slot, right? And the whole idea behind this is to strategically, by process of elimination, eliminate the times that they're not available, so that you are getting the absolute most out of every single lead, right? Because if you're not implementing strategy into the times that you're calling and keeping count of the times that you're calling, then you're just praying and spraying, right? You can't build, there's nothing to build upon. So what I do is I'll literally leave notes like, hey, called at 9:30, called at 9:30. Okay, this guy clearly is not available at 9:30. Let's move to noon and call. Let's try noon and call him then. And then let's try 5 and 6 to call him then. I actually think it's better to do it in reverse order, because most of these people, everybody has a job just like us, right? They work during the day. So they're mostly available after work between 5 and 6. But if you implement something as small as taking notes, which is collecting data, right, on the times that you call, and actually put a strategy in place and keep count of the times that you call them, you can reach these people by process of elimination of their availability and the times that they're not available. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
I think if you implement that, I think you will have a higher contact success rate. It's going to take time, right? Because you can't call, it's not going to happen overnight, but eventually it's going to compound every day. You get what I'm saying? Like all
Yeah.
these times, if it's going to, like, the information and the data that you have is just going to compound, which is going to allow you to make better decisions on the times that you call people. Because yeah, you can call somebody at 9 a.m., but if you don't remember that you called them at 9 a.m., you might call them at 9 a.m. 3 more times, but they're not available at that time, right? But if you're doing it this way, you'll know that they're definitely not available at that time. This time slot is eliminated. Let me try 3 hours from then, just to make sure that you're spreading it out throughout the day, right? Let me try this guy at lunch, or let me try him after work. And it doesn't have to be between 9 and 10, noon and 1, 5 and 6. It could be 8 and 9, 11 and 12, 4 and 5, right? Like, so, because you're obviously not going to be able to call everybody in those hour time slots, right? So you got to be able to adjust, but you want to make sure that it's morning, afternoon, night, right? And again, by process of elimination, you're going to be able to get the most out of your leads.
Okay, I'm gonna do that and try that strategy, and I do call everybody, and it's usually right after I get the contact. I would think
Of course,
that
and that's
they're
a great time to,
online and they're doing it.
yeah, and that's a
Right.
great time to call too. Immediately, right? As soon as the lead comes in, it's a great time to call as well. But when you're actually like going down your list, right?
Yeah.
Just keeping notes, I think, is going to help you substantially. And then
Okay.
of course, calling those leads as soon as they get in is good too. But I think, and again, collecting data, it's going to that information is going to compound. So it's not going to be some overnight change in your contact success rate, but after the first month, you're going to be able to see patterns, right? You're going to be able to make more educated decisions on your strategic calling. I think that alone, and double dialing every lead, will help you substantially.
Yes, because I'm going to try, of course, your strategy, because you have so much experience and I appreciate your expertise. But like I said, I'm frustrated because I don't understand this mentality of Facebook people, why they do this. Why do they click
Welcome,
and fill out their crap, and then
welcome
I
to
call
the
them?
club. You'll even get people sometimes who are like, I didn't fill out a form. It's like, dude, I literally just saw that you filled out a form. I didn't fill out any, you know what I mean? Like you get people like that, you know?
I've gotten people like that, and she sounded older, and she's like, no, I don't want anything. And then 2 days later, she did it again. She filled out another form, and I said, maybe she was confused. And that's one of the
Hey, you
one of
know
the
what?
things I wanted to ask you,
If she's
because
older, maybe she was smoking some of that medicinal marijuana.
maybe she was doing a little wacky tobacco. But
Yeah,
the
wacky.
other thing is, I don't understand. It's really
So that you
freaking me out.
actually bring up a good point. So I can shed some light on that. So when you think about yourselves and like your habits on social media, oftentimes when we see an ad and click on it and submit that information, it might be because we're waiting in line at the grocery store or at the doctor's office, or, you know, we're in a car line waiting to pick up our kids from school, and we just have some extra time or scroll and we're like, oh, that sounds interesting. Let me go ahead and submit my info. So that happens sometimes too, is sometimes it's convenient for them to submit it, but not necessarily to take a call. So it is always a good habit to call them within that first 5 minutes for sure. But that is another reason why they may not be answering at that time is, and that's also where Alex's strategy comes in. And just like I said, it compounds, and eventually that momentum will come in, because once you have enough phone calls stacking on each other, you're going to start consistently getting people at all three of those blocks.
Yes,
You know, and
because
so
I'm using a formula and keeping track of it.
yeah,
Right.
and that is, I feel like that's where salespeople trip up the most.
The
Is
most.
they don't have
99%.
they don't operate on a formula or a standard
Yeah.
operating procedure. They just kind of spray
99%
and
of
pray.
salespeople, that's what I'm saying. 99% of salespeople, they don't put any strategy behind their calling. It's just praying and spraying. So by doing this, you are catapulting yourself into, you know, a small percentage of people who are actually doing it, which is giving you a distinct competitive advantage, right?
Oh yeah.
And I did think about that people are just clicking and not necessarily available, especially people in healthcare that I'm targeting. They're probably at work, they're doing that
Right.
graveyard shift, and
They're
they
burnt
can't
out.
talk.
They're
Yep.
They can
tired.
click, but they can't talk or chat.
Right.
So the other thing that I was going to say to you is, when I do speak to these people, I know you probably won't believe this. Well, yeah, you will, because you've been doing cold calling a long time. But I say, yeah, I got your information, and they answer right away. Yeah, I'm trying to buy a house. Wonderful, blah blah blah. You know, I ask all quality questions, because I have no problem cold calling and ask people
Right.
all kinds of questions. And I got 3 people so far. They're like, oh yeah, I'm not working right now. I'm like, dude, how are you having a job?
Why would you click on the healthcare campaign if you're not working? I would literally ask that. I straight up would be like, why would you click on a healthcare program campaign if you're not a nurse or a doctor currently?
Yeah. Oh, well, you know, I'm in
I would straight
between.
up
The other
ask.
lady said, you know, I'm on a leave of absence. Okay, well,
Gotcha.
no job, no loan. So the other people that are answering, because I've only had about 6 people out of the, I don't know, maybe 95 contacts answer. The other people, credit sucks, but that doesn't dissuade me. That's what I started in. I started
Right.
in crappy credit. I know how to fix it myself. I don't need 2 or 3 months. I don't need a specialist. I know how to do it. So then I say to them, first thing we're going to do is evaluate that. I'm not charging you anything. I need to pre-approve you. I'm going to send you an email. I want you to know who I am. I need your powers authorization. I know what to do for compliance. I email them, crickets. I call them back, nothing. I text
Jenny,
them. I email them, and
but
nothing.
but you realize, right? And I want you to kind of, and I'm not saying this but it has nothing to do with the lead quality. What that has to do with the rapport that you're building over the phone, right? Like
The lack of confidence or confidence.
Well, you know, I don't know. I'd have to listen to your calls. Maybe I'll go in and try and listen to a few of them. But if you're talking to somebody and you're having a full-on conversation with them at that point, right? Like them getting in touch with you directly correlates to how much rapport you're building with them, right? So, you know, I could, you know what I like to say to people? And I'll straight up say this to people, especially when somebody, if I'm trying to sell something, right, and somebody's like, oh, I'll think about it, like give me a night to think about it, or give me a night to send me an email. I go, you know what's funny is 10 people have asked me to send them an email this past week, and none of them have responded to that email. So, you know, why don't we just cut the bullshit? You don't say that, but like, you know, why don't we just get to the point? You know, if you're not interested, it's okay. I would much rather you tell me that right now. This way, you know, I don't waste your time. You don't waste my time. Right. And you're going to want to say this more delicately. Because remember, just because they're not ready to move right now doesn't mean that they won't in 3 months. You have to approach it as this. Hey, I want to be your mortgage broker for life. Okay. I want to do such a good job for you that you tell your friends and family about me. Right? Like, that is the mentality that you need to have. Hey, you may not be ready to move right now, but when you are, I'm your guy. I'm your girl, right? I'll take care of you. And you really, really have to let them know buying a house is really stressful. And that's why most people, they go through their friends, especially when it comes to realtors, right? But also with mortgage, if you know a mortgage broker, you're going to do him because you know that he's going to take care of you, right? So building that trust is really important. How comfortable are these people with you, right? Like what are you doing to put their fears at ease, right? What are the main fears that people have when they are looking to purchase a home? Well, am I going to get a good deal? Am I going to get a good rate? All right. Well, listen, I'm not the type of loan officer. Listen, there's other loan officers out there that they won't get you the best rate because they really, really like, they're worried about their commission. That's not who I am. I just want to make sure that you're happy moving into the home that you want to, and I want to get you the best rate possible. Right? So there's different ways that you can make them feel comfortable and build that rapport, right? So, you know, I always tell people it's very easy to be an order taker, especially after the refinance boom. That's where everybody was an order taker and anybody could be a loan officer because all you had to do was take orders. In this market, surviving in this market takes some finesse, it takes some skill set, and I'm impressed that all of you have survived as long as you have. So have that confidence in yourself. There's a reason why you're still in the game, because 33% of loan officers left. They're not even in the mortgage business anymore.
Well,
right?
believe me, I'm extremely confident. I have no issues with confidence. I've been doing mortgages for over 27 years, and I know how to talk to people. And what I tell them is, I have programs that other people say no, and I say yeah, because I know how to find a program that you qualify for.
How do you word that? How do you word that specifically, Jenny? What you just said. I know you were paraphrasing, but how do you word it to the person on the other end of the phone?
It depends on what they say to me. And I say, do you have any idea of what your score is? Or I say, I'm calling to tell you about the down payment assistance program. You're required to have 640 score, but if you don't have that, there are other programs. Oh, I
So
definitely
you call them and you say, I'm calling you about this program.
I'm
Like, I'm calling you about the down payment assistance program or whatever it is. That's how you start the conversation. Like, hey, this is Jenny. The reason I'm calling is because you filled out a form and I'm calling you about this down payment assistance program. Is that how you start your calls?
I'm calling you about your interest in the healthcare program regarding closing cost credits, down payment assistance, flexible programs. This is what we have. What are you interested in buying?
So instead of saying this is what we have and jumping right into it, what I would say is, hey, my name's Jenny. I've been a loan officer for 27 years, for 20 years. And I want you to know that I'm going to be taking care of you in the absolute best way possible. Are there any questions that you have for me about the program? You see the difference? Right? Instead of
saying, have questions because they clicked to find out more information. And that's what I was going to ask you. Why does it say home loan funding options in that lead connector thing?
Oh, it says what are your best home loan options are, or home loan funding options are. That's in the landing page, but if you're doing short form leads, they're not seeing that landing page anyway. Or yeah, they are.
I think
they are, Brandon.
Well, they may, And that first text says, like, thanks for signing up to learn more about our home. Hold on a second. I just had it pulled up. I can tell you exactly what it says.
Yes, I know exactly what it says because I
Yeah.
read them, and I don't know if people get confused, you know, and
Oh,
people
yeah,
are trying to communicate with me through this, and
I think
Thanks for signing up to see what home funding options you have available in your area.
that's what it says.
And that is completely congruent with the funnel, with the ads, the home loan programs. We could,
so I was kind of at first just saying that because people don't know who I am and why I'm calling.
Absolutely.
And-
No. And listen, you're absolutely right. You should absolutely identify what they filled out because they're going to remember it and know why
it
you're
triggers
calling.
congruency.
But all I'm saying is, I think it would go a long way if you introduce yourself before you got into the nitty gritty and said, my name's Jenny Cepeda. I've been a loan officer for 20 plus years. And I just want you to know that I'm going to take the best care of you possible. Right? Like doing that makes a world of difference on the call. And look, I'm not just some schmuck. Listen, I'm not a loan officer. I've never been a loan officer. Okay. But when it comes to phone sales, I mean, I once cold called, this is before my marketing agency. I once cold called Cholula and Pepsi in the same week and convinced them to give me $700,000 between the two of them just to put their name on my business, just to say sponsored by Pepsi and sponsored by Cholula.
Yes.
When it comes to these sales calls, there's the frameworks are the same. The introductions are the same. It doesn't really matter what sector you're in. I think it goes a long way to introduce yourself and say, hey, you know, I'm Jenny Cepeda. Here's my experience. I've been a loan officer for 20 years, right? And there is nobody who knows this industry better than me. And a lot of loan officers, what they'll do is they'll try and get you the best rate that pays them out the most. I've developed a strong reputation in the area for doing the opposite. I get the rate that helps you the most.
Well, I can say and do your approach, but first I have to tell them who I am and why I'm calling.
Right. And that's part of who you are.
Home loan funding options on the Facebook ad that you filled out.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Now I can
you
tell
can do
them
both. You don't have
about
to do
me.
one without the other.
Right. First I have to say this, and then
Yes.
I could say what you said and say,
Right.
well, you know, my name is Jenny. This is my company. And I want to let you know why I'm here, what I'm here to do.
I think
you.
you saying I've been a loan officer 20 years is extremely powerful.
I'm taking notes, Alex. I'm not challenging you at all. I
don't think you are. No. Yeah, I think you mentioning your experience is very powerful. In fact, I know a lot of really successful loan officers who do that. That's I think it's very powerful. So I hope that helps. And you know, it looks like we got about 15 minutes left. So I want to make sure we get to everybody.
Yes.
Next up,
and by the way, everybody was interested. Nobody was saying I'm not ready right now. Everybody said I want to buy as soon as possible. Let me send you that authorization because I can't do anything with them, Alex, until I get that authorization to run their credit.
Can they fill out that authorization with you on the phone, or is it a longer process?
You always want to do it over the phone. Never send them the application
leave something in their control.
And say good luck. No, make them fill it out on the phone with you. That's general rule of thumb, sales 101. When I first started my marketing agency, I would get all these people to say yes. They'd be like, yeah, I'd buy it. And then I would send them the contract and I'd never hear from them again. And I sold like $50,000 worth of marketing services and didn't have one contract in place. So I didn't sell shit, right? They said yes, but I didn't sell anything. So there's what I tell all our sales, get the card on the call, right? Because the second they get off the call with you, the chances of them filling out the implication plummet, right? So get them to do it with you on the call. Just say, hey, I'm going to walk you through this just to make sure you do everything correctly. And if they say no, that means they weren't going to do it anyway. If they're not going to do it on the phone with you, they definitely weren't going to do it on their own at home.
Okay, yeah, somebody made a comment that John made a comment you could do a verbal.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I'm going to try doing too, John. Thank you. Thank you guys
Oh,
for your time. I'll let somebody else take the floor.
Okay, let's move to Judith. Hey, Judith, I'm asking to bring you off mute.
Hi,
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm just a little concerned because I was looking at my pipeline this morning
Okay.
and I had already accumulated over 70 leads
Okay.
and most of them are gone.
Share your
All
screen
right.
because I think I know exactly what happened.
Okay.
Yeah, let me make you the co-host really quick. Okay. Give
Yeah,
me one
hopefully
second.
this
I
should be
gotta,
a
my
pretty
dog's
simple
barking.
one.
I gotta let him out. 1 second, guys. Sorry.
I think he made you co-host. Try sharing your screen there, Judith.
Okay. Hold on a sec. Oh, you know what? I need to get on the computer because I was on my phone. Hold on.
Are you on your phone right now, or on the, or you're
I'm
you're
on-
saying?
I'm on my phone, but I can get on my computer
Okay.
also. Yeah, while I'm logging on, my other question was, I had scheduled an appointment, private appointment, and my appointment was set with Austin, but Austin never showed up to the appointment.
Yeah. So, oh, here, let me admit you. So with I saw Alex's response to you, and that is correct. So we don't do one-on-one appointments. We do the Tuesday and Thursday. Uh-oh. There we go. Yeah, we do the Tuesday and Thursday Q&A calls like this. We don't do the one-on-one calls. So that might have been what happened is maybe it got booked and
She
just
got
didn't get to
one.
any.
She got a one-on-one call in the past on a special occasion because she needed some extra help. But we don't usually do that, guys.
Okay, all right.
Were we able to figure it out? Did she share her screen?
Not yet. She was on with her phone. She has to log on with her computer.
Judy, you know that you should be on these calls with your computer, especially if you need help. You're always on your phone. You gotta.
I wasn't able to get on my computer when you guys came on.
Okay.
All right, I'm trying to share. It says host, disable participants.
Oh yeah, I gotta remake it so that you're the co-host. Okay, go ahead. And then we'll get to John next. John, don't worry, I won't leave without getting your questions answered. Okay. No, you go to app.leadhackers.com.
Or app.leadhackers.io.
Sorry. app.leadhackers.io. There you go. Press enter. You don't have to retype it. It's already there. Just press enter.
Perfect. And then go to your opportunities.
It's right under contacts.
There you go.
There are your leads.
Yep, 82.
Okay, I don't know how this morning they were gone.
So what may have happened, here, see where it says the word open next to that search box? On the right-hand side? Or kind of in the middle. It's right to the left of that search box. Yeah. So click that.
Okay.
So one of these other ones could have been selected, because if you select one of these, it'll show opportunities in those statuses. So that could have been a reason.
Okay.
The second reason that it could happen is on the top left where it says select date and time. Sometimes you have a window selected of time that leads were not generated in. So those are the two most common reasons I see people not being able to see their leads, is one of those settings is selected.
I see.
Yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
but so they're there. So you're good.
All right. That's all I had.
Cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next up, we have John. John, I'm gonna ask to unmute you so we can get your questions answered.
So essentially the questions I had was my compliance people, right? Because through the company I work for, like our little group controls our own P&L, right? So we're able to get added back expenses, all that stuff. So they're going to be crediting me some of this back for lead generation because they want to see like how it works, all that stuff. But my compliance people are just want to make sure that like
The ads are
the
compliant.
MLS everything, because like I have pretty tight butthole type of guy up there that's going to be very
Yeah, let me
worried about audits and all that stuff. So I
Yeah.
just want to make sure. And I
Yeah,
have
let
a
me show you.
crazy IT guy that freaks out about certain security things. So like
Right. Let me show you what you would do to make it compliant, right? Or to
and is there a good way where like I could showcase some stuff? I don't know, maybe just one of your educational videos to the compliance people. So like,
yeah, I mean, listen, the ads are up to you, right? We're not like you can make these ads. Like if you want to add your NMLS, you're going to have to customize it, but that's easy. So what you would do is when you run an ad, and I don't know if you've gone through this part in the course yet, but you would go,
so I've finished the course. I just haven't launched anything because I was waiting on compliance stuff.
So what you're going to do is you're going to click your whatever campaign that you want, right? You're going to put in your state, you're going to put in your daily budget, and you're going to put in your thank you page, right? But when you go to optional info, what optional info does is it allows you to change either the pictures or the text in your ad. So for example, if you wanted to add your NMLS number to the text, you would just click add text and you would be able to type it in right here, right? Whatever NMLS you want. So that would be in the text. I know some, and I'm not sure if it's the case with this, but you can actually upload your own pictures too. So for example, if you wanted to create your own photo instead of using our stock ones, you would be able to do that and put your NMLS. Do you know what Canva is?
No.
All right. So Canva is a very, very cool tool that will allow you to create ads. So let's see, Facebook ads, like, and I'm talking about the pictures, right? So like, for example, it'll give you a bunch of templates here. So let's look up house, right? So like something like this, right? You could go to customize template and you could literally just put your NMLS right here, right? Whatever that is, and then save it. You go to download, right? You would save this picture and then you would be able to upload it into your ad. So right here, when it says add media, I would click upload image and click on image, and that would bring me to the file. I could choose my file and upload whatever image I want, and you wouldn't have to use the stock images that we have. This way you could put your NMLS number even in the photo. Yeah, I should make a section in the course on Canva on how to create your own pictures for compliance.
Yeah, because is it a picture thing, or would they be fine if your NMLS was just in the copy?
It depends on the company.
Oh, okay.
It depends on the company, right? Some will accept the NMLS just in the copy, in the content, and the text, but others need the NMLS in the actual picture of the ad, in which case you would be able to completely customize that on Canva. Canva is so easy to use, dude. It's super intuitive. So like literally, again, like right here, I would just go Facebook ad.
Yeah, just so you guys know, this is one of our marketing secrets as a marketing company is Canva. It's one of the best places to go to create images for ads.
Yeah, house. Look, I got all these houses right here. Like this one. This is a great one, right? So you just go to customize this template and you would be able to edit the text. You could put your NMLS number right there. You could change the font size, change the size of what you're saying. You could change the font to a different font. You can do a lot with it. So it's all click and drag.
I was just wondering, with other loan officers, are you able to see that they have to edit them and put the MLS? Because like the way your ads are, they're not, some of them are very generic, just kind of clickbaity in a way, right? so technically, I mean, I'm not trying to like get fined by the MLS, but like technically, right? If it's really more clickbaity to get people in, they're kind of opting in, and then like later down the road, I guess if it was like a long form, you could have your MLS there, right?
Yeah,
Or
you could. What's your definition of clickbaity?
well, like more like, all right, you see something that interests you on whatever, an ad pops up and you click it, and like technically, you as the consumer is opting in to like fill out stuff or not,
Got it. So then your definition of ads are
I'm
all
not
clickbait.
trying to like do it from a more marketing standpoint. I'm doing it more from a layman's that's not into that type of like.
Uh-huh. Right. So to answer your question, you can absolutely upload your own images. I don't know how strict or how, some companies have like a Nazi compliance department and others don't. So that's going to be up to you. But as long as you have the ability to edit your ads in optional info, it won't be a problem. You could adhere to any compliance things that they want. Here's where you add the text and can edit the text. And here's where you can upload your own images. Other than that, there's no way why you shouldn't be able to make the ad compliant to your company's specifications.
Okay, and then the other thing I wanted to ask you is, you said something about having this set up to like a dummy page or something, so it doesn't go to your like regular, I guess.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that if I were you right now.
Okay.
You're talking about your Facebook page. Yeah. I wouldn't do that for your company because it sounds like your company is like really, really strict on compliance. But for a lot of people, yeah, I mean, we just set up dummy pages like West Coast Lending or like, New Jersey Homes, whatever it is, and then run the ads through there so that, it just kind of like rids you of the liability almost because your name and likeness isn't used. So they wouldn't be able to say like, hey, this is John, his NMLS, John is not compliant. Like, it's like, well, that's not my name's not on there. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, no, essentially I just have to, talk and explain the stuff to the compliance people to make sure that they're all good.
Yeah, the main thing that I would let them know is, hey, you just listen, I'm running ads. I wouldn't be like, hey, this is this system and they have pre-built ads. I would say, hey, I'm running ads. I can make whatever pictures you want and I can put whatever text in there you want. That's it, right? Because then they're like, all right, well, just tell me what I need for the ad and I'll make the ad. They made it very easy for me to make an ad. You get what I'm saying? And that should get you past that.
Yeah, because I guess if I do get into this whole thing, the IT guy would probably have like, oh, I don't know your guys'
Right.
He would freak out to, I don't know, turn it a whole.
Yeah, we'll just say, hey, look, they show me how to make ads. That's what I would say. But I would stay away from like, these are templated ads. I would just be like, hey, they show me how to make ads. So tell me what I need in order to be compliant and I will put it in the ad. And then
we have another CRM called like Total Expert. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So they have like generic ads in there. So essentially I'll just copy whatever our generic ads are on the bottom.
Oh, you absolutely can do that. In fact, if you send them over to me, I will upload them in the template library for you.
Yeah, I would, but a lot of them are shit, to be perfectly honest.
Okay. All right.
Like, I don't really know why they pay these marketing people anything, because like they're
right.
I don't know. It looked like a 2-year-old could put it together.
Oh, you're probably
and
right.
had no content of like even trying to bring people in. I don't know. It just didn't make any sense.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, let me know if you have any further questions on the compliance thing. And, like I said, compliance is easy to get around because all of these ads are editable. Every single ad can be edited to their specifications. So it won't be an issue.
So essentially I just hit, once I fill out the campaign, I just do optional and then I can edit all that stuff.
Correct.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alex, this is Johan. Just one
Yes.
question on that. My company is very strict on compliance. So I've got a whole series of adverts that they've approved. So if I either put a video or an image into your program, it won't mess up your program, will it?
No.
Okay, good. Thanks. Because I have really the tough compliance.
Yeah, absolutely. All those ads are editable. I'm going to implement into the course, like if you are having compliance issues and you need your still images to hold an NMLS number, here's how you do it. And I'll just make a video on that and put it into the course for you guys.
Excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions, guys? Okay, cool. So I will see you guys hopefully next Tuesday at noon. If you have any questions at all, just put it into the Facebook group. Thank you for coming. Dude, we love these coaching calls. We really, really appreciate you guys jumping in and participating. Like, you know, we're trying to build a community. Oh, Michael has a couple questions. Would you guys mind if you stuck around and I showed you something really quick? I'd love to show you something because and Michael, I will get to your question. So we have something in the works that we're very, very excited about that we're going to be launching to you guys. And we truly believe that this is going to allow you guys to make a lot of money. Okay. What we are going to be doing is we are going to be launching our affiliate program. Okay. Now, what this means for you is you have the opportunity to partner with us and make a lot of money. Okay. As far as I know, this is the most lucrative affiliate program that exists. Anybody that you get, any referral that you guys give us that signs up, we will pay you $50 every single month for the entire lifetime of their service with us. So let's say if you guys got 10 people to sign up, you'd be making an extra $500 a month. That's a car, right? But the best part about this is not only are we opening it up to mortgage brokers, but we are opening this up to real estate agents as well. So now, guys, you guys can provide so much value to these realtors, right? Most mortgage brokers, they go out, they ask a realtor to get a cup of coffee and say, hey, can we do business together? Think about how much more powerful it would be if you said, hey, I got a way to get you leads at wholesale cost, right? Now, and you get paid for it. You get $50 recurring revenue every single month. So we're going to be launching this. We're going to be doing a referral contest in March. And first place gets a year free of Mortgage Lead Hackers. Second place gets 6 months free. Third place gets 3 months free. And every single winner will get a complete customization of their follow-up system built out to their specifications, okay, by myself and Brandon. So really, really cool. And I wanted to play this video for you guys that we made, and I'd love your feedback on it. If you guys could let me know if this is easy to understand, because this is what you would send to your real estate agents and mortgage brokers. What are your thoughts?
I like it.
You like it? Okay. Well, we thought this would be a really easy way for you guys to get referrals, right? I know Alan Parker Duke's very excited about it because he's got about 200 realtors that he wants to sign up. And get this, guys, we're going to make our Facebook community a networking powerhouse for mortgage brokers and real estate agents, right? So that's just more powerful for you guys. And we'd love for you guys to be a part of it. And we're willing to pay you $50 recurring revenue. That's every single month. It's not a one-time $50 payment. It is every single month for the entire lifetime of these people's time with us, how long their service. So if you get 10 people to sign up, that's an extra $500 a month recurring. And we're pretty sticky, guys. People don't cancel a lot. Like the only people that cancel are the people who don't get started. But if they take the course and they start running ads, they don't cancel. Imagine what an extra $500 a month would do for you. That's a car payment, right? That's half a mortgage. So, you know, we want to allow you guys to be our partners, and we want you guys to be able to make money with us. So that's a great question, Jenny. We're still editing the video. It's going to say attention MLOs and realtors. So we're going to have that, and you guys will be able to use all that collateral and send it to your mortgage broker friends and your real estate friends. And like I said, we're going to be doing a contest, a referral contest in March, to where you guys can we'll see who the winner is. But again, you get a year free of the system. You get an entire custom made build out by our team, which is invaluable, right? We've been offered $30,000 to do customized build outs for these companies. So we're really excited about it. And I hope you guys are too, because it's an excellent way for you guys to start making some money with us as our partners, which is pretty cool. So Michael, you said you had a few questions, so I'm going to take you off mute and go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. I just have a couple. One, is there anything within the platform that we can do like remarketing campaign for, like
I saw that question
Facebook remarketing campaign? Because like especially if we're getting these short form leads, you know, when we start building up and, you know, start getting a lot of volume, if we can do some sort of like, you know, targeted remarketing, because I know that's pretty cheap to do on Facebook. And
you're absolutely right. I'm almost positive that there is a way. Let me get back to you on that, and I'll shoot you a text, because I'm pretty sure you can. I just don't know exactly how to do it. So I'll have to get with Brandon and get that figured out, and then I'll let you know.
Okay, cool. And then also, because I know this is all Facebook, but like, for instance, like what about like
Instagram?
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram. What about like Google PPC ads?
We don't do Google PPC, but we are going to be opening up TikTok.
Good.
Okay.
That's months down the road, but we're working on that right now. The software developers are working on integrating that into the template library.
Okay. Yeah, because
Google PPC is a little more tough. Typically, and here's a general rule of thumb: Google PPC is great for refis, but for home purchase, Facebook is king. As far as a cost per lead standpoint goes. When it comes to refinances, I think Google PPC is definitely better. But when it comes to home purchase, Facebook is better.
Yeah, I mean, because I do run both on different types of platforms. And I mean, it seems like, yeah, the Google is definitely a lot more expensive, a lot more competition, and especially depending on the area, you know, what keywords you're using.
Right.
But, you know, I do find a little bit, it's like a little bit lower of the funnel, I would say.
Yes, they're definitely higher intent on Google.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's for sure.
Because I kind of want to do a combination of both, and I'd rather not have somebody else do it for me. So, so that's I was just wondering. Because it's like I started looking into like the learning through Google basically, and it's just the time. It's like 6 months with only 3 hours.
That's tough. Yeah, maybe we'll get there one day. I don't even know how to run Google PPC. I have no idea. I just know
it's a lot.
If it was worth the cost for us as a business when we ran our agency, then I would have put the time in to learn. But we're primarily home purchase business, and cost per lead is the lowest on Facebook for home purchase business.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, cool.
Well, all right, guys. I appreciate everybody jump. Unless Michael, you have another question?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. This was awesome. This was a great coaching call. So I'll repost this coaching call in the Facebook group, and I'm looking forward to talking to you guys next week. Okay. All right. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.